To keep up to date with everything at Knights at the Game Table, all you have to do is click subscribe and then hit that tiny little notification button next to it, so every time we upload a new video, YouTube will be sure to let you know.
Hi, this is Rocky, and I'll be opening and building a Golgari pre-release kit for Guilds of Ravnica. This kit has actually already been open for Pat's Games social media purposes, but it's the first time I will be taking a look at the sealed pool and see what we have. Alright, so we have our packs opened and sorted by color. First thing I like to do is take a look at the rares that we opened. We did open 2 Shocklands, Temple Garden, and Steam Vents. While those cards are cool for constructed play, not exactly what we want to be opening for limited in our rare slots. I went over our seeded pack rare, which is a nice Golgari split card, so excited about that. If we end up in Golgari, which ideally we would like to because of the seeded pack. We opened up 2 Fire Mines Research, which is a nice is it build around. Given that it's a build around and given that it's sealed, it's quite difficult to really have the synergies and enough blue and red cards. I will take a look to see if that's there, but kind of feeling like we're 0 for 4 on our rares so far. We do have a ton of Golgari multicolored cards and plenty of black and green cards, so I'm going to start looking at and piecing together what Golgari would look like and go from there. So we do have some undergrowth payoffs, which is good and something we want to try to take advantage of the undergrowth mechanic. We opened a Hatchery Spider, which is a very nice card, but it has the undergrowth ability. It's fine on its own, but we really want to try to have some creatures in our graveyard. So we have the payoffs. I'm going to have to look and see if we have the enablers. With undergrowth, it happens naturally. Creatures trade off. Creatures go to the graveyard on their own. But anything in addition, I'm not sure at the moment if we have that. So shall take a look. So it does look like we have a few creatures that kind of assist with undergrowth, and Pilfering Imp. It's a 1 mana, 1 flyer, but has an ability that we can sacrifice it. So it would go to the graveyard to help undergrowth, and then target opponent reveals their hand and you choose a card. So nice effect, and then also go to the graveyard to fuel undergrowth. And Burgular Rat, which it enters the battlefield, counts for a card, and can trade off. And we have a few removal spells in black, and Deadly Visit and Deadweight, so the back looks okay. Multicolored cards are very powerful. So I'm going to start laying out black-green. I have most of black-green laid out. It's lacking a few playables. There's definitely some powerful cards in the Golgari combination here. However, in our pool, we did open quite a bit of fixing. We have 2 Selesnya Guild Gates, which can make it easy to splash a white card. We also have Temple Garden Shockland, so that's 3 white sources without really damaging our mana base because they're essentially forests. So we can easily splash white. We do have a lot of powerful 6-drops, but because of our curve, we don't want to play too many. However, we do have some mana wrapping and Circuitous Routes, which is essentially an explosive vegetation. So what that's 4 mana, search your library for 2 basic land or gate cards and put them into play. So we can ramp from 4 to 6, which is, I think we might be interested in doing that, given that some of our more powerful cards, we have a 7-drop, the Spider. We have 3 6-drops that are ideal to play. So I think we're going to go ahead and play this ramp card so that we're able to get to our expensive cards. Also play the Golgari Lockets. So we have 23. We have 23 cards in Golgari. The deck is not super powerful or anything. We have really good fixing. We don't have anything really great to splash in our pool. I'm looking to find something powerful, a removal spell in another color that would be worth splashing, because we have excellent fixing. I just don't see anything worth it. So I guess that means we'll probably stay Golgari, just green-black. But that's going to happen sometimes. There's definitely variance what's inside your packs. So sometimes it looks like, you know, you open a bunch of guild gates and you can be a bunch of different colors, but you know, really, because of the seeded pack, it really pushes you to be in that guild. Our best cards are in black and green, so I think we're just going to stick with green-black. I think this is going to be our 23 here. Okay, so we have our Golgari deck laid out. It's okay. Basically, our rares and our powerful cards, we have opened Hatchery Spider, which is a 7-drop, which is expensive, but can create some nice value. It's a 5/7 reach. And then the Undergrowth ability, when you cast a spell, you get to reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures, cards in your graveyard. So with Undergrowth and Golgari, you want to have creatures in your graveyard, and then you can put a green permanent card from among the revealed cards into play for free. So you get 2 cards, so it's a nice card to have. Our rare in our seeded pack was a Golgari card. That's very powerful. It's a split card, so happy to have that. We opened a Golgari Finebreaker, which is a very powerful multicolored uncommon. It's kind of like an Eternal Witness, 3/4, gets back a card, powerful effect and sealed. We have a pretty top-end curve. We're playing 3 6-drops and a 7-drop. They're some of our more powerful cards. But to kind of help us get there, we have a Explosive Vegetation that helps us ramp from 4 mana to 6 mana. We have some good early action. Our curve is pretty nice. We have 2-drops, 3-drops. We even have a 1-drop creature and a 1-drop removal spell. So we have plenty of things to do to help us to transition to the late game. As far as removal goes, we have a Deadly Visit, which is the premium common black removal spell, destroy target creature, Surveil 2. So the interesting thing is that the Surveil mechanic plays into the Undergrowth mechanic. So Surveil is the Dimir mechanic, but it helps fuel the Golgari mechanic by putting creatures that you're surveilling into the graveyard that will help with the Undergrowth mechanic. So that's kind of cross-guild synergy. That's pretty cool. Other removal spells, we have a Deadweight, which is a good removal spell. We have a Never Happened, which I believe is a playable card in Sealed, not so much in Draft. In Sealed, your opponents are going to have an open, powerful rares, and for 3 mana, you can take a look at their hands and remove that card that you can't beat. So it's a nice effect to have. Other than that, we have a few cards that few cheaper creatures that kind of help with the Undergrowth mechanic. We have the Pilfering Imp, which is a 1/1 flying for 1 on its own, not too impressive, but its effect that it can sacrifice itself going to the graveyard for Undergrowth and nabbing a card out of your opponent's hand, which is a nice effect, again, in Sealed. That's what we have going on here. Oh, also, I would guess our best way to enable Undergrowth, we have an Undercity Necrolisk, a zombie lizard that we can pay a mana, sack another creature, so a creature will go to the graveyard, and in return it gets a 1/1 counter and menace on a 3/3 body. We have a Golgari Undergrowth deck. The pool itself was not super powerful, which is unfortunate because we opened a lot of fixing and a lot of fixing in green. So ideally we would be able to splash for other powerful cards in other colors. However, we didn't really open too much. 4 of our rares were not really rares, so we're missing out. Ideally, you know, we could splash for some removal spells. Our pool is not very good, unfortunately. But so it was an easy fix to go into black-green. But the deck looks solid, and it should be fun trying to ramp out into some of these, into the Hatchery Spider. This is Rocky, and I built the Golgari pre-release kit, and have a nice Golgari deck.